Hello and welcome to Pink Monarch Prints. My name is Bobby and today I have a project for you. I am using the Mushroom Ephemera Variety Kit, and then I'm also using one of the papers from the Eclectic Halloween Kit. And I chose the one that had like the postcard markings on it. It had some more parts of the page, but of course I trimmed them down to work for my project. And so I wanted to have you guys come along, and I want to I made a little, I'll show you one piece I made. I made like a little cluster out of the mushrooms. And so I've just got some different pieces. The back piece is part of this paper here. And then I made a tab from one of the mushroom circles. And then I've got some of the other pieces on here, and I kind of layered them to give them a little dimension. And that made me think of making a journal topper. I have a botanical journal that I created probably 2 years ago that I've never created a topper for. And so I thought this would work perfect for that. And so I've taken that same piece of paper from the Halloween Eclectic Kit, and I have cut it down to the size I want for my journal. And everyone's is going to be different. So there's, I'm not giving the measurements because, everyone's journals are different size. And so we're going to start with that, our base. And then I've got some other things here that I want to do. So I want to include some lace, and I also want to include this pretty seam binding that I have that has been dyed green, and it's a really pretty green. We're going to start with it because everything else will be layered on top of it. And so I'm going to take my crocodile, and we're going to add a couple eyelets. So I'm just going to center them the best I can. And I'm going to put 2 in here. There's 1. Go over just a little bit more. There's 2. And then let's grab a couple. Let's get the kind of antique brass looking ones. Now I always have trouble doing this, but hopefully I'll do it correct this time. And just, press those in there. And let's make sure I've got my thing correctly. All right, and did that work? Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, give me a second. I don't know why I think my crocodile maybe has some issues. I'm not sure. There we go. I might have done that. I always do it upside down. Does anyone else have that trouble? Yep, I did it upside down. Let's just see if we can repress it and save it. I do that almost every time. I don't know why. There we go. See, I felt it give that time. So I just have to pay better attention to what I'm doing there. All right, let me add this one. These little eyelets, they just help make your piece sturdier and last longer. You don't have to add those if you don't want to. But they look nice, and like I said, they make your piece sturdier. So we're going to pull this through on each side. And I kind of want it to look a little bit like a portrait a little bit. So I just need to decide where we want that to hang. And that looks pretty good right there. And then I'm just going to try to tie a knot the best I can. And keep that piece right about where it's at. All right, and let me do that on this side. So same thing, we're just gonna tie a knot and then try to work the knot down and pull it tight. And let's see what that looks like. Perfect. Now, if you're going to glue your piece down, you may want to cut that excess off of there just to keep it from, being too bulky. All right. So we have that there. The next thing we're going to do is kind of try to figure out, I have the pieces picked out I want to use, and we're going to try to figure out where we want to place them. So I want to have this one kind of front and center. And then we've also got the tag here. We've got a circle. Maybe we'll lay that on top. And then we also have our mushroom piece here. We can maybe run that down along the side there. I hate to cover all that up. So let me try. Let's try something else here. Let's put this over here where we can still see it. Our circle down here. I like the lace peeking out there a little. And then we have a piece like this, which I want to kind of pop up. And maybe our tag, everything doesn't have to stay right on, be completely on it. So we can kind of move these pieces out just a little bit. And I think we'll probably pop up these three pieces here. Haven't quite decided if I like the mushroom there. I think I like it better over here. And maybe we can just cut a portion of this off and put it on there. Okay, let's start with what we have. And these pieces really are so nice. Let me grab, let's see, do I have the Fabri-Tac in here? I do. Let me grab the Fabri-Tac and use it so that our piece will stay down better. Okay. And I'm going to line it up right next to the eyelet. There we go. All right. And let's see. I'm going to keep this card flat, I think, against there. So let me go ahead and I want to leave that lace where we can see it. So we have just a little bit of this that will not need to be glued because it's going to be hanging off the page. But let me get some fair amount of glue on here. All right. And I'm gonna line it up right with the lace on there. I want that lace to be poking out. Now we just need to decide where we're going to go with our other pieces. All right, this one I know I want to pop up, so I'm taking some dimensional here, and I'm going to pop that one up right about there. I don't usually use dimensional, tape and stuff like that, but if you're making a journal topper, it's, a great way to add interest to your topper. All right, I think I'll leave this one glued down. And we're going to place that right under there. All right, and then I'm trying to decide if we want this one above it or below it. I think we want to pop it up. It's going to cover up a bit of our lace, but I think that's okay. Oh, pulled my little thing out again. Going to have to tie that a little tighter. I'll take care of that. And after we're done with the video, I'll fix that. But I wanted this to look like a, like a picture frame kind of hanging there. Okay, I think I'm going to have to cut one of the mushrooms off here. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but it has the little film strip along it too. And I'm going to use, got a half piece of the dimensional here. So I'm going to grab that and put it on here. And let's move these over. And we are going to add that right about there. All right. And there is our first journal topper. So there's definitely cute. That'll look great on my botanical journal. So I'm going to put that there. I may even put another type of frame or border around that. All right, let's make something else. I still have some pieces left. So let's see what we can design with this one. Just going to ink the edges because I haven't of these. All right, so we've got some more pieces here. And let's just see what we want to choose. So those are all really cool. I think I like this one. And you can do more than one. So we could do one down here off to the side if you have a large journal, or if you want to make this for inside your journal to cover a page, we could definitely do that. Just getting rid of a little bit of the white on those. I forgot to bring my stickers in here with me, but if you have some stickers, you could definitely add the stickers to this. So first we're going to lay it out and see if we like it. So I'm thinking about doing the two offset sides there. Then we have some different circles here. And we could definitely add them. I don't want to really cover that up, but it may be our only way. And maybe I can bring these in a little closer. All right, I like that. Okay, so we're going to glue these pieces down, the two cards, and then we're going to pop up the other pieces. So let's put our glue on here. That way I don't necessarily get it on the card where I don't need it. So let me add that right there. Make sure I have it straight. Okay. And then so I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right. just kind of trying to line these up the best I can. All right. So let's relay out these, decide if we like them the way we had them or if we want them a different way. And then we will pop them up. And you can even pop them up more than one level if you want. So we also have, let me cut off a piece here, see if we want to use it. I have some tea stain cheesecloth here that we could use underneath. Let's see if we like that. I think I do. And I want to leave this portion like it is because I think with this one, I will create a type of side tuck in my journal and add this in there. All right, so we're going to glue down our cheesecloth first. So let me put a little glue here. All right. We're just going to lay that down and press it. All right. Then we're going to take, oh, I forgot about that piece too. We may want to use that one as well. Maybe use the tag and then do something like this. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so this is going to be our first piece, and we're just going to do single dimensional there. Okay, and I am going to add some extra glue on here. All right, there we go. All right, and then trying to decide how I want those to sit on there. Maybe like that. I think we'll do a single on this and a double on this. So let's do this again. We'll put some extra glue on here since we've got the cheesecloth too. That'll help it adhere hopefully a little stronger. Okay, just want to make sure I get this placed right. Okay, and then we're going to take two pieces and we're going to double them up so that this one really pops. Now, will that make bulk in your journal? Yes, it will. So you could also make this a journal topper if you don't want all the bulk inside of your journal. But if you like your journals to be, thick, that would be a great way to do. Okay, I'm going to add some extra glue here. And here we go. Now, do we want, where'd my scissors go? I want to leave that exposed, but do we want a little something there? I think that would look good. And I think I'll leave it off to the side just a little. There we go. All right. And there's our other journal topper or tuck, if you want to use it as a tuck inside your journal. Really easy to make. Great way to use up leftovers from your kids. And, it's quick and it's simple and it's fun. And you could certainly mass make these if you wanted to just make a bunch of them. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys will try this with the kits, and I hope that you will come back next time. I'm hoping to do another video with torn layers. So I hope you guys will come back and watch that one. Thank you, Anna and Elena, for having me here on Pink Monarch Prints. And if I forgot to mention my name, I'm Bobby from Precious Memory Boxes. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.